So welcome, Gregory Mariasch. Look forward to your reflections and predictions. So just introduce yourself if you could and take it away.
Thank you, Mark, and I'm very pleased to be on. My name is Gregory Mariasch. I'm an emerging markets investment professional. I've been doing that for the last 30 years. Current iteration is a fund called Pembroke Emerging Markets, which is used by people looking to invest in emerging markets who want a more steadier and higher Sharpe ratio stream of returns and alpha, as well as hedge funds who are looking for an uncorrelated stream of alpha. And you can also overlay us as a portable alpha on top of any other stream that you're looking at. Those use cases have been very nicely accepted by the market recently.
And then, but I know you have some diplomas behind you, so talk about your alumni.
Yeah, so those are, one is from the University of Buenos Aires, where I received my accounting degree in the 80s. It was my CPA certificate. So that's how I got myself interested in corporate life and investing, was through being an accountant. And after that, I came to the United States, pursue a master's degree and work in finance. And I got myself involved in emerging markets. And here we are today, 30 years later.
Yep. Well, I know that if you know Argentina and emerging markets in general, you know volatility and crises and all the rest. So here we went into a global crisis. But as you reflect on 2020, we can talk about a decision you was really great or really bad or both.
Yeah. So what I do now essentially equity long short investing in emerging market publicly traded securities with a very large respect for what happens in macro. So the process that I run has been developed over 30 years of looking at all these things. I think the best decision has been to follow the process because over cycles, the process tends to work. And it's in moments like we went through, especially in March at the depths of the lows of the market, where people start getting behaviorally challenged in terms of deviating from what they set out to do. I think, so to summarize, the best decision was stick to the process. The worst decision was second guessing myself along the way, because it's very hard. And I know a lot of people on the site have an interest in behavioral economics and behavioral finance. And that's one of the lessons that I took away from this.
So then going forward, how do you see 2021?
So 2021, in terms of opportunities, I think what's really interesting in the field that I'm looking at is what China's trying to do. And I think they're deliberately been following a plan over the last decade for sure, of becoming a larger force in the international capital markets, be that through foreign investment in their markets, as well as having a currency that can play a reserve role. As they work towards that, I think that if they execute correctly, they do have headwinds, but it's going to be hard to beat returns coming out of China in the next few years. What worries me in markets is things we've discussed on the site, such as global indebtedness and wealth inequality, and how that's going to play up into macro and into investing. The Fed is playing a very fine game of trying to generate above average inflation with a new technique. We've discussed average inflation targeting. My experience, going back to my accounting days as an inflation accountant in Arthur Andersen in Argentina, basically tells me that when inflation expectations become unanchored, it's not a smooth process. And therefore, what does that mean? If the inflation expectations were to become unanchored, then I think fixed rate bonds and negative yielding debt, of which there's a lot of it out there, is going to be facing some very challenging times.
And let's switch gears. Outside of investing, your philanthropic interests.
We support a foundation called the Bennelong Foundation. It's active in Australia and the UK. That's where our backers are from. They take a very interesting approach. So the way they fund themselves is through equity investments in boutique investment firms such as mine, which then creates a steady stream of revenues to be able to apply to the foundation's goals. Those are helping underprivileged classes such as Aborigines or refugees gain the skills to be able to insert themselves meaningfully in the labor market. in the places where they are. So the foundation got started in Australia, it expanded in the UK, and hopefully will expand in the US as we grow.
Excellent. Now let's another pivot to you. How do we help Gregory, our ecosystem, our network?
So I think what the type of discussions that's been going on the platform has been superb. So I come here to listen to people and learn, and I walk away feeling more intelligent, more empowered, and usually with one or two people that I'd like to have a further conversation with. So in that sense, keep doing what we're doing. My offer, which I don't want to leave without offering something, is happy to contribute in my area of expertise wherever people may need it.
It's our tradition. Went from Denison connecting to Michigan connecting, and now here is that we used to always ask for an offer and an ask, but the offers got so long we never got to the asks. So we leave with the ask. So you're reminding me. And then what's the one word that you would associate with 2021?
Yeah, that was a good one. I picked acceleration, and the reason I picked that is because we've been thrown into this crisis, which has probably moved forward a lot of things that were in the back burner or in beta testing or what you may. Yep. And then we're going to go into 2021 seeing which of these things are going to stick and be with us permanently, and what's going to mean revert. And that's going to be a very, very interesting process. So acceleration is definitely the word.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to stop